everyone, I'm LeighAnn. If you don't know me, and if you do and you're back, thank you so much. I'm glad my light just turned off. Mid-intro. Fabulous. We're gonna figure it out. Hold on. Is that better? I really can't tell if that is better at all. World's worst intro. Welcome to my channel. If you're new here, if you're not new here, you're used to it. Obviously, I'm in my new space still. Last video was the first one that I did with this background and with these new lights and stuff, and I'm still getting used to everything, so forgive me. I'm making mistakes along the way, but I'm just trying to figure it out. Anyway, obviously, this is a favorites video, monthly favorites video. I didn't do one last month, but I'm trying to mix more of them in because a lot of you tell me that you really miss monthly favorites, and maybe I'm not gonna do them every month, but I wanna do more of them this year than I did last year for sure. So we're back at it. We've got some February favorites. Is it even February? Like, I'm kind of lost today. I'm all over the place, but I've got a lot of favorites to share with you guys. And honestly, not a lot of them are makeup. Almost none of them are makeup. We've got makeup, we've got skincare, we've got fashion, we've got home stuff, I've got podcasts, I've got one TV show, I have a playlist to share, all the usual stuff, but I just don't have a ton of makeup to share. I think I've just been so focused at the beginning part of this year and at the end of last year with the holidays and everything. I've just been so focused on the new house and moving and just like surviving in a lot of ways. And so I've just been really, really leaning on old favorites and not trying a lot of new stuff. So I don't have a ton of new stuff to share, and that's not exactly the direction I want my channel to go in, but my channel has always been a reflection of my life. So if I'm really interested in something, I'm going to talk about it in a video. There's going to be a video about it. Like, whatever big event is going on with me, you guys are going to hear about it. And if I'm not trying out a bunch of makeup, if I'm not super, super excited and digging into a lot of new makeup, then you're not going to hear about it as much. But that's definitely not like, oh, forever and ever we're over makeup, because I'm definitely not over makeup and I love trying new makeup. And if there are products out there, new stuff coming out that you guys want my opinion on, definitely feel free to tweet me about it, tell me about it in the comments. I'm always listening, and I always want to do stuff that you guys want to see on top of stuff that's just relevant in my life. I'm just not one of those YouTubers that's always like scanning the trends, and every new product that comes out, I want to talk about it, because basically I'm not excited about every new product that comes out. How could anybody be excited and interested and excited to make a video about every product? That's just not a real thing at this point. And anyway, I'm totally off topic. I don't know. I'm in like a rambling mood today. I am sorry. Let's just start somewhere. Okay, so very important, alert, alert. I have a new favorite dry shampoo. This is the second one that I've gone through. I just finished up a can over the weekend, and I already had this one ordered. So I wouldn't even have to go like a day without a new can, because this Amica Perk Up Dry Shampoo is so good. I actually read somebody recommending it to somebody else on Twitter. That feels like eavesdropping. I feel like maybe I'm admitting something creepy, but I know it's not. But she said this was amazing, it would change your life. And I love Amica products. You guys know how I feel about their deep conditioner. I use that as my conditioner every time I wash my hair, and I've been using it for, I'm pretty sure, like 2 years at this point, a very long time. So I was like, they know how to do conditioner. I'm ready to try the dry shampoo, and it is that good. I believe it is $20 or $25. I can't remember. I ordered it on Sephora. And that is definitely more than I would usually like to pay for like a regular dry shampoo. You guys know how I love Batiste, and that's definitely a much more affordable price point. And that makes me happier, because I really rely on dry shampoo a lot of the time. And so even though I am really, really, really loving this dry shampoo right now, and I want to use this all the time, I do still have my Batiste, and I kind of alternate them. But lately, I've definitely been loving this one way, 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 way more than my Batiste. It just leaves my hair feeling so much more clean, like actually clean, than my Batiste does. The Batiste definitely leaves a film, and usually, like, if your hair is like really, really dirty, ultimately a little bit more grit to your hair is a small price to pay to extend your wash a little bit longer if you don't have time to wash your hair, or you don't want to, or whatever, it doesn't fit in your schedule. I know how that goes, like planning your life around when you can wash your hair, but this dry shampoo leaves my hair feeling actually clean. It's crazy. And the Amica scent is so good. Like, I've bought the room spray. If you're picky about dry shampoos, if you haven't found a favorite, I would definitely recommend this one. I have repurchased it. This isn't an empties video, but I feel like I had to say, like, that's how much I love this stuff. Already repurchased. Okay, the next two products are the lip combo that I've been relying on pretty much all the time lately, and I keep getting questions about what I have on my lips. It's what I have on right now. It's what I've had on for maybe the last month or two. Sometimes I switch it up. But more often than not, it has been these two products, and it is the Marc Jacobs Slow Burn Lip Liner. So amazing, stays on the lips so well. It's actually way, way longer lasting than the actual lip product, so at times I will have just a lip liner on. Obviously, I could fix that by filling in my lips with a lip liner, but I usually don't do that. But that's just a little bit of a warning, but also a testament to the product and its staying power. And then the lip color is the Clinique Chubby Stick in a Whole Lotta Honey. And this is the product that has sort of, I use that term very loosely, sort of replaced my Honey Revlon Balm Stain, which obviously is irreplaceable, but this stuff has basically replaced it in my purse, but not in my heart. But this combo is so wonderful. If you like the look of my lips right now, this is what it is. I've gotten so many questions and I just wanted to throw it out here once and for all. I've talked about both of these in the past, but I feel like I needed to say it again. Okay, moving on to a skincare product. This is a sunscreen I have been loving, but for whatever reason, it's just like not come up in the past, I don't know how many months, because I think I've been using this since the fall of last year, because a tube of this actually lasts me a good amount of time. It's from Murad and it's called the Oil and Pore Control Mattifier Broad Spectrum SPF 45. So got your SPF and it's mattifying, oil controlling, and pore control. I can't really say a lot about the pore control. I honestly don't notice a huge improvement with the pore control, but honestly, I haven't done like half my face and like looked really close in the mirror and all of that stuff. Like honestly, I look at my pores and I'm like, it is what it is. I'm not gonna control my pores. Like, you can't control your pores. They're gonna do what they wanna do. And basically my pores do not stress me out at this point in my life, but oil and sunscreen and how all of that business can like ruin your makeup, and that's like a daily struggle for me. So I am worried about that. So I think you guys know I'm pretty much always on the lookout for a good moisturizer and sunscreen that works really well for oily skin, because I have oily skin. And I started using this after they actually sent it to me in a set, and since then I have repurchased. This one is my new full one. This stuff is really good. I'm actually so impressed with it. It is more expensive when it comes to like a sunscreen, something that you use every day, but in my opinion, it is worth it. If you struggle with oily skin and you want to wear sunscreen every day, I do think it's worth it. Okay, so next up, you guys might think I'm kind of crazy because I'm just like pulling out like multiple hangers with a bunch of stuff, but I just feel like I need to mention this whole situation as a whole. I feel like I've had such good luck at Target lately. I took a very long break from like buying any clothes at Target because I used to just like go crazy in Target and buy so many clothes, and I wasn't really finding a lot of stuff at Target that I really liked. I don't know. I just got over that phase for whatever reason. Turns out I'm back in it, and lately I just wanted to be super comfy, and I just want to wear leggings and a comfortable top, and more than anything, I really love their cropped thermals, and I've gotten so many questions about these, and I just wanted to like link everything once and for all for everyone that's been asking, including this top right here. This is just like a white one. It's a thermal and it's cropped. I did not intend to like show you my leggings today. This is a weird mix, but this one's white. I have a green and blue tie-dye one, which like I was a little hesitant. I didn't know if this color would work for me, but I've worn it so much. Like if you watch my vlogs, you've seen me wear all of this stuff like on repeat, except for like if I'm like going out and trying to dress up and be a little bit fancier. I'm not wearing like a cropped thermal from Target, but at all other times pretty much, this is the stuff I've been wearing. This is the same top, but obviously a different shade of tie-dye. Love this one so much. It's so cute. This top is the same as this top, and it actually really needs to go into the wash because I wore it yesterday on the plane. Oh, this top is not a cropped thermal, but it's just a cropped little, like almost like a cardigan, but it's a long sleeve. It's a V, which is not usually what I go for, but this top is so, so, so cute. It's also Wild Fable. I think all of these are Wild Fable, but this is all just like comfy, cozy, but also cute. I can wear this with some leggings and I still feel like kind of cute. It's not really what I consider like an outfit, like a cute outfit like I tried, but I still feel cute in it. Does that make sense? I don't know. I'm speaking my own language at this point. And then you've got these two little cropped thermal tops. I haven't gotten to wear these as much because obviously it's been a little bit cooler out. Really, I've just been having a lot of luck in the Wild Fable section lately for like comfy bum around the house kind of stuff, and I had to share because I have gotten a lot of questions and I just want to like link everything while the linking is good, because sometimes you just like can't find stuff online that you find in store, and I bought a lot of the stuff in store. I've rambled enough. Let's move on. Let's talk about house stuff. Let's talk about the Container Store. So obviously moving and the Container Store go together like nothing else, and I have found some new favorites since I've been going through this house and organizing, because I've really been making like a very, very, very conscious effort to do a better job, to change my ways in this new house, because in the past, as you probably know, I have been very disorganized and messy and did not put enough effort into making my space what I wanted it to be and what I felt proud of. And I really want to do this in this house because I know we're going to be here for years and I just want to make it as good as I can. So I've been really, really making an effort in every space. Just, I mean, you guys have seen it in my vlogs, and I did a vlog a while back where I said I bought everything at the Container Store, and I swear we pretty much did. We couldn't have bought any more because we filled up the entire car and the entire trunk, and I went crazy. But I have a few top favorites that I want to recommend if you didn't watch that video. And even if you did, this is me reporting back and telling you what I really, really, really found to be super, super useful, and since have gone back and gotten more. And the first thing is the Turntable Spinner. It's divided, and you could put just any number of things. You could put makeup brushes, you could put makeup, you could put skincare, you could put what I have in it, which is snacks, like anything on a shelf in maybe like a busy corner, and since you can swivel it, you can access everything. I just think these are absolutely genius. Obviously, they're not like a brand new idea, and the Container Store did not invent them, but I do think the ones that they have at the Container Store are really good. I have 2 of them from there. Just like want to buy so many of them because I feel like they'd be useful in basically every single room. The next thing is a set I also don't have right here to show you, because every single one of these sets I've used in my house already, and I want to like go back and get more. I'm pretty sure they're called the everything organizers, and they can come in a set of 4 or 5, or I think you can also get them individually. I get the set of 5, and they are just amazing. Like if you have a whole room to organize, if you have a whole closet or a whole bathroom or something, get 2 or 3 sets, maybe even more, and just start putting your stuff in them. And it helps so much. Like, I feel like your life is truly going well if you have everything in little clear bins. At least that is what the internet has told me. I've said it before, I'll say it again. It does create a very good feeling. Okay, now the last thing, I actually do have them right here to show you. The other things have all been used up. The next project I have in my closet, I haven't tackled it yet, so I have these just sitting and waiting. I need to do it. Like, I don't know if this is anybody else, but if I go and buy organizers, I need to come home and do it immediately, or I like lose steam. And these have just been like sitting in my room. Right now, I'm promising everyone on the internet, I'm gonna make it happen. Within the next week, I will make this happen, and these will not be sitting around anymore. Anyway. That's my own thing. That's my own problem. These are the sweater bins. So these are stackable, clear rectangles, and they fit together like this. And you can actually buy a top for them. You can also find them with drawers, and these are the sweater bins. These are the largest size. They also have several different smaller sizes, so you can find different dimensions that work for your space. But I really love these big ones. We've used them on Grant's side of the closet to put his scrubs in. I've used them on my side of the closet to put handbags in. I just think they are so, so, so useful. They are not the most sturdy thing, so I would be careful about like stacking wearing them super, super high, you might want to reinforce them in some way. But I love that they're clear. I love that they're just completely open here. I just think they're so useful, and I keep going back to them for the next thing and the next thing and the next thing. I'm just like addicted to these at this point. I just feel like those can like solve the world's problems at this point, and I keep going back to them, and I would recommend them to anyone. Ooh, okay, I should have talked about these when I was talking about my Target tops, but I didn't because they were buried in Target tops. But I have talked to you about these leggings before, but I needed to mention it again because I cannot stop wearing them. I think when I did my makeup room / office reorganizing, decorating video, I wore these, I think, all 3 days that I recorded that video, and I didn't realize it. And then looking back, I was like, probably should have changed leggings at some point. It might have only been 2 days. Anyway, what I'm trying to say is I love these leggings. Like when I put them in the wash and like hang them out to dry, because I always just like hang my leggings, I don't dry them. I miss them. I miss them when I cannot wear them because they're so good. So I talked about these in my Amazon workout clothes favorites video. What did I even call that video? I can't remember. I will link it down below in case you missed it. But these are definitely a standout favorite. They are the Core 10 cross waist tall leggings. What's really, really amazing about these leggings, they're like build your own Core 10 leggings. So you can get them regular, short, tall. You can get them in black or gray, and you can also edit the waist. So you can get high waist. You can get the waist like this, where it's like a cross waist, which I think is so cute. It's still high waist, but it just dips down ever so slightly right by your belly button. So it's not like showing it all off or anything like that. You still feel like sucked in and covered up, but it's just like a little bit more interesting, which I love. Why can I not remember the other option? Oh, the other option is just medium waist. And I love that you can get short, regular, tall. I got tall. I know when I uploaded that Amazon workout favorites video, these specific ones, like the tall, gray, cross waist ones, like if you were exactly me and you wanted to get exactly these, I think they were sold out, but I don't think they're sold out anymore. So I will link them down below if you want to check them out. I just think these are so cute and they feel so good. I just love them. They're a little bit thicker. They're not the super, super thin ones that I love to work out with. These are like all the time leggings, although I would also work out with them. The whole thing going on in my mind, of course, as always. Okay, let's move on and talk about a TV show, and then I'm gonna talk to you about podcasts because I have several podcasts to talk to you about. Okay, the TV show is on HBO and it's called McMillions. I don't think I've talked about this in vlogs or on my story or anything, but I've been obsessed with this show. It is so good. It's a documentary series and it's all about how in the 90s, the McDonald's Monopoly game, like I'm sure you remember it. If you're around my age, you definitely remember it. You probably remember it if you're older or younger. I don't know. I just feel like this is something everybody knew about, and everybody at one time like peeled off a little thing and was like, oh, I won some fries, or usually you won nothing. But you would peel off these little game pieces off of either food items or out of magazines or just like wherever they put them, because it was just this big promotional thing. It felt like they were doing it all the time when I was a kid. But this documentary series is all about how it got scammed in the 90s, like throughout the 90s, from the same group of people, and they just kept winning and winning and winning, and it was all a scam. And it is a wild story. That's interesting in itself, right? Like, I'm in. But the people they talk to in this documentary, they are just like interesting people, like the people that were involved in the actual scam and the people that were involved in the investigation, specifically this one undercover guy. Everything about him, like his whole demeanor, every line he delivers, I can't even explain it. Just watch the show. It's a very interesting story. As I'm recording this right now, it's not over yet. I don't know how many episodes there are gonna be. I'm watching a couple of other shows, but to me, that one is my favorite that I've been watching lately. Okay. Oh wait, I am so wrong. That is not the only TV show I was gonna say, and I have talked about this one on my vlog. It's called The Pharmacist. So very briefly, since I already did talk about it in a vlog, this one is just like, you have to watch it. You have to watch it. I just visited my parents and I told them like 900 times, like, you have to watch this. I did like a pitch for the show, like as if I worked on it myself. Like, it is that good. I watched it in the span of, I think, one day, and that is not me. I usually don't watch a show all in one day. It's like a 4-part documentary series. It's about a lot of things, but a lot of it is about this one guy. There is pretty much like a main character, and he goes through a lot of stuff. He goes through the death of his son during a drug deal, and he investigates that. You will cry. If I cried listening to that story, you will cry. I am not a big crier when I watch stuff, and I cried. Episode 1, I cried. And that whole story is like a movie in itself. But that is just the tip of the iceberg in this whole series, because then it moves on to him pretty much attacking like the opioid crisis before it even had a name. So he was a pharmacist, and he noticed things happening that were very alarming. And he, like, as one man, a pharmacist, not a DEA agent or an FBI guy, not somebody formally trained at all, he attacked this, and he was empowered enough to speak up and call it out and try to save people. And it is like a tough watch in many ways. And like I told you, I cried, and it is sad, and there are ups and downs, and it is a huge struggle. And you have to hear brokenhearted parents and really, really sad stories, like tough stuff. But at the same time, it is a positive story, and it's hopeful, and it's inspiring, and I really like it for those reasons. And I tried not to tell too much of the story, and I hope I didn't spoil anything. I probably did, but just go watch it for yourself. Okay, for real this time, those are the only 2 shows I want to talk about. Now let's move on to podcasts. I have 3 different ones to talk to you about. So number 1, this is one that I've mentioned on my Instagram story. If you've been following my podcast favorites for a while, I know I mentioned season 1 of The Dream. That was all about MLMs, the history of MLMs, where they're at today, how they impact everyone with their scams, and mainly how they impact women's lives. They always talk about like empowering women and giving women jobs, but ultimately they are disempowering and hurting women's lives, which is really sad. And I am never not disturbed when I see big influencers and YouTubers like working with MLMs. It's not a good look. I don't like to see it. But I talked about that season because I felt like it was really important, but I feel like this season is just as important, if not more. And it's all about the wellness industry. And the wellness industry can be a lot of different things, like from crystals to supplements to like things that we're told are healthy or not healthy about like birthing babies. Like, it can be so many different things at this point. There are always new things that are being pushed out. Like, this is wellness. This is what you need to do to feel good. This like alternative treatment will be the thing that cures you. And sometimes this stuff can be a complete scam because no one is checking it. Nobody's backing this up with like research and actual proven facts. And people are taken advantage of. A lot of times this stuff is playing on women's insecurities and anxieties, and ultimately it's about victimizing desperate people, both in MLMs and in some of this wellness and industry stuff, which obviously it's not everything. Not everything that falls under the umbrella of wellness obviously is a scam. I don't believe that, and that's definitely not what this podcast is saying, but she's just taking another look at all of this stuff. Like, there's just a wide variety of stuff that she looks at, and it's really, really interesting to me. And I definitely think this is a really good podcast. Very interesting. It's just nice to kind of like zoom out from this stuff because a lot of it like gets pushed out on social media, not even like from people that you're following that are usually talking about that stuff. Obviously, I am not an expert. I don't really want to get into it, but that podcast is very interesting and I've recommended it before and I needed to recommend it again. Okay, the next one is definitely a lot more light and fluffy. But very interesting. It's called Disorganized Crime. And at first I did not really like this podcast, but it sucked me in. So the host's name is Rainbow Valentine. That is not her real name. And everybody on this podcast, everyone they refer to and everyone they interview, they all have fake names because it's all talking about drug smuggling. So this host, Rainbow Valentine, is the daughter of 2 parents that were drug smugglers starting back, I believe, in the 60s and going on for decades. And she had no idea. Her parents were just really successful hippies, and she just thought her dad was a businessman, and I think her mom was an artist. And now they're much older, they've been out of the business for a very long time, and they can finally talk about it. So they hid all of this from her and her sister for a very, very long time, and they had no idea. So they've had a lot of secrets. Obviously, they had to hide what they were doing for money for a very, very long time from a lot of people, and they can finally tell all these stories, answer all these questions, and really talk about their entire career, how they got into the business, how they got out. And it's just really, really interesting. And they just seem like such good people, like such sweet people. And it's just mind-blowing to think about that, like, if you were in her shoes and you were just finding out that your parents were drug smugglers for decades and you had no idea, and you're finally getting to ask all of these questions, and you're finding out all of these adults that you grew up around, that's what they did. And there's just like this whole story, this whole other side to your parents that you had no idea about. And it is kind of light and fluffy and fun and nice. And obviously there's kind of dark moments as well, but it's nothing like what I normally recommend with my true crime podcast. I guess it's kind of true crime, but it's definitely a lot happier, you know. The last podcast I need to talk to you about is the new season of Uncover. I actually don't think I listened to the previous seasons of Uncover. I can't even tell you how many there were. But the newest one I heard about on somebody's Instagram story, it is called Satanic Panic. And I've heard about the whole Satanic Panic era that happened starting, I think, in the 80s and then going into the 90s. And it's just a very interesting, bizarre thing. There are several different stories and cases that kind of like fall under that era in my mind, like the West Memphis 3. I think that would be considered like in the Satanic Panic kind of thing. But this one is one that I've heard about, but I didn't hear a lot about the details. So in the 90s in Canada, in Martinsville, Saskatchewan, excuse me. And they were doing abusive rituals on kids, and kids were coming up with these crazy detailed stories, and so many people were getting wrapped up in it, and so many people were getting taken down for it. And it was all kind of just this emotional hysteria that was all kind of caused by this satanic panic that was going on in the 80s and the 90s. It's just kind of mind-blowing that like a whole town can just get swept up in this mob mentality, and I feel like I kind of did spoil it, but there's just a lot more to it. And they're talking to a lot of people that were there back then and that were living in the town and were involved in the situation, and it is really, really, really interesting. Okay, so that's everything. I need to ask, can you hear that? I've only recorded a couple of videos in this room so far, and I've noticed that I can hear the air vent, and I'm not sure. Can you hear that? Can you hear that? I'm not sure if you guys can hear it the way that I can hear it, and if you can hear it, does it bother you? Just polling the crowd at this time. Anyway, that's all of my favorites. I will link everything that I can find in the description in case you're curious. I will also link my whole like Amazon favorites list, since I have that now, in case you're curious about more of my Amazon favorites. I'm always adding to that list. I have a few different categories set up. Also, subscribe to my channel if you haven't subscribed. I put out new videos and new vlogs every week, and I'd love to have you back. If you are already subscribed, thank you so much. You are my people, and I love you. You can also find me on social media everywhere. It's LeighAnnSays. I love to hear from you guys over there, and I'm always updating, especially on my Instagram story. Anyway, I feel like this video has been really long. Thanks for sticking with me. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye, everyone. Fabulous. Okay. Your pores are not important. Okay, at this point, I'm talking off my lipstick. Probably need to wrap up the video.